Pam Bentley, who was one of the 4 people who did the Century Challenge here, did 100 poems, holds an event called the Kitchen Chicken Sessions. And I often go there and write an occasional piece for it. So this is one I wrote for her event. It's called Magic Beans. He rambles in the hope of gathering spilled soup. He has asked for the viscous essence of legume to gather itself together in a compliant yoga of bowls. But the remains remain really relaxed, spread out flat, like an afternoon dream during a nap, collapsed. No steam or attractive porcelain enclosure, shining spoon, tablecloth, well-set room, place of ritual where we all begin and forever end. Often during this lifetime, my body has felt something like a gourd or squash, a glorious seasonal pumpkin as prone to erosion as Cinderella's midnight coach. And now the vast jungle of the garden is yellowed, begins to dissolve in the chill and damp. So I check for soft frost spots on my leathery skin, this body I'm cradled in. I feel for cracks where my thinking and focused obsession has stumbled, fallen hard against the stubborn earth, head cracked on the stone pillow of ascending dreams, the nightmare hard axe of my many executions by love. Some days I am squash, my gait cucumberous. I recall my slim and seemingly immortal zucchini legs. I recall with brains now ill-defined as steamed spaghetti squash. And yes, I am ready, so very tired, and imagining vague possibilities of a sudden thrill, rescue from the collapse of the browning field, some presentations at a sumptuous feast, surprise to surprise the dull jade and sorrow of a formerly infamous and dangerous man. There is a mist over Vancouver. Foghorns call in the voice of toads from across the harbor. The horns of foreign ships celebrate their obscurity. Streets are slippery, parks, mossy swamps, boggy, deserted emporia of past summer's picnic. Mist over Vancouver, a man clatters by on his blinking bicycle. In the corners where dark night stores its darker hollows, park benches are filled with silence and the homeless in paradise. In and out of obscurity and shadow, we see the form of what we think we're following, but it is just another crumb on the trail to the deepest of green woods. Hansel, Hansel, whisper breezes. Rattle of Gretel, reply the leaves. And there the sweet iron oven of passage, God's little cookies, shriveled sugar plums, suspended paper party lamps along the steep path of ragged ascension. A transit stop, this life. One more bus departing, another house, another wife, sequential attempts at survivable life, necks craned in the mist and curbside rain, eyes all squint as we lean to the hissing arrival of our lighted number, our empty midnight train. You all seem as ugly as me, and just as distraught. Your long faces on the bus, falling on and falling off. You're all heading somewhere now, up the street or down the hall, and when your destination completes, you'll leave no trace on empty streets, just a history of holy socks, torn webs of bedsheet, waving banners across the kingdom of night, where sans sunglasses you've sought the light. You all seem lost as me, kowtowing to buy check to check immortality, using your moment to get somewhere and arriving finally, minus teeth and missing hair, but there, most definitely there, he is occupied with finding his sandcastle, washed away one day in the cobalt Pacific tide, scrubbing the dirt off his sedimentary memories, polishing them down to the smoothest curve of petrified wood, making sure they're somehow good, worthy of the celebration and anecdotal recollection. He is occupied with his crop of fresh disappointment. It was a good year, his orchard of blue songs, heavy with sacks of tart, cool juice, rows of Shakespearean tragedies, so dark and so deeply Payne's gray, requiring a crew of slow and sorrowful migrant workers to harvest them, to bend and collect the magic beans. Yes, magic beans. Always the hope of magic beans.